Welcome to the AI Brief, episode 261. I'm Amin.
And I'm Leah.
We're here to really unpack the latest in artificial intelligence.
Cutting through the noise to get to what really matters.
For this deep dive, our mission is to look at how AI is fundamentally shifting economic power. We're talking infrastructure, content creation, the works.
Yeah, the stories today really show where the money's flowing and, who's actually building the future here.
Okay, let's unpack this right. First up, something that, well, it really caught my eye this week. Oracle. You think enterprise software, maybe databases, not necessarily the absolute cutting edge of AI infrastructure.
Yeah.
But their stock jumped, what, 40%?
An astounding 40%. Yeah, it was a massive surge. They've clearly made a huge splash.
So what's the story there? What drove that?
Well, it comes down to the sheer scale of the deals they're landing. They announced 4 multi-billion-dollar AI infrastructure contracts just in the last quarter.
4 multi-billion-dollar deals.
Yep. And that pushed their total revenue backlog, the future contracted revenue, over $500 billion.
Wow.
And the Wall Street Journal dug into that, reporting that a huge piece, like $300 billion of it, is one deal with OpenAI.
OpenAI.
Committing about $60 billion a year starting in 2027 just for compute capacity.
$60 billion a year just from OpenAI. That's staggering.
It really is.
And Larry Ellison, the founder, his net worth jumped over $100 billion in a single day.
Past Elon Musk, yeah. His fortune is now north of $385 billion. It was Oracle's best single-day stock gain since, 1992.
It just puts the scale of this whole AI boom into such sharp focus, doesn't it?
Absolutely. But the why is interesting, too. Why Oracle? They're not typically seen as the main competitor to, say, AWS or Azure in the hyperscaler space.
Right.
It seems these massive AI players like OpenAI, they don't just want generic cloud space. They need these huge, dedicated, almost private AI data centers within the cloud.
Specialized clusters.
Exactly. And Oracle, with its background in enterprise, specialized hardware, and maybe a willingness to build these massive bespoke solutions, seems perfectly placed for that niche.
So it's not just cloud capacity, it's the right kind of tailored, dedicated capacity.
Precisely. It suggests maybe the long-term money in AI infrastructure isn't just pay-as-you-go, but these huge, committed deals for specialized setups.
That makes sense. But, $60 billion a year from OpenAI, is there a risk for Oracle being so reliant on a few huge clients? Though you did say 4 deals.
That's a fair question. Concentration risk is always a factor. But yeah, it was 4 multi-billion-dollar deals, not just OpenAI. And Oracle's projecting its cloud infrastructure revenue to climb from $18 billion this year to $144 billion within 5 years.
Okay, $144 billion.
And they're saying most of that is already locked in with signed contracts, so the pipeline looks pretty robust.
So this must be shaking up the cloud market then. AWS, Azure, they must be watching this closely.
Oh, for sure. It absolutely intensifies the race for these mega AI contracts. You can bet they're strategizing how to compete, probably leading to more specialized offerings across the board. It's like a land grab for the AI foundation.
Okay, so that's the foundation, the infrastructure gold rush. But what about the next layer up? How is AI changing how software is actually built? Let's talk about Replit.
Yeah, perfect transition. Replit, the AI coding platform, they just announced a huge new funding round, $250 million.
What valuation?
$3 billion, which is nearly triple where they were just a year ago.
Wow.
And their revenue growth is explosive, too, from $3 million to $150 million in that same year. Shows incredible traction.
So what's driving that? What's the big news?
The big news is their latest release. Agent 3. They're billing it as their most autonomous agent yet.
Okay, most autonomous yet. What does that mean in practice?
It means this agent can build and test applications for over 3 hours straight, 200 minutes, specifically with 0 manual intervention.
3 hours, no human needed.
Correct. That's a 10-fold increase in autonomy compared to their last version, V2. It's a pretty significant leap.
So what can it actually do in those 3 hours?
Some pretty amazing stuff. It can generate other AI agents. It can create workflow automations, for things like Slack or email. And maybe most impressively, it can auto-test applications by actually simulating user interactions right inside a web browser.
So it writes the code and then acts like a user to test it.
Exactly. Writing, testing, debugging, interacting. The CEO, Amjad Masad, he called it the full self-driving moment of software.
That's a bold claim. FSD for software. What does that really mean for, say, the average developer, or even for people who don't code?
Well, for developers, it promises to automate a lot of the tedious, time-consuming grunt work so they
Hmm.
can focus more on the creative, high-level architecture and design.
Freeing them up for the harder problems.
Right. And for non-coders, it opens the door to describing what you want an app or automation to do and having the AI, well, largely build it for you.
Making development more accessible.
Hugely. We've seen analysis showing the length of tasks AI can handle is growing exponentially, and Agent 3 fits right on that curve. It's a big win for this whole agentic coding space, which is attracting a lot of investment right now. It's shifting things from writing code line by line to sort of orchestrating intelligent agents.
A fundamental shift. Okay, so we have the infrastructure, we have AI building the tools.
Hmm.
But all this AI needs data, right? Massive amounts of
It's
it.
fuel, yeah.
Which brings us to the content itself.
Hmm.
How do the people who create all that text, images, articles online get compensated when AI models learn from it?
Ah, the million-dollar question. Or maybe trillion-dollar, given the scale we're talking about.
Right. Well, it seems some major web publishers, Reddit, Yahoo, Medium, are mentioned. They're trying to tackle this directly. They've launched something called Real Simple Licensing, RSL.
That's right, RSL. It's a brand new protocol designed specifically for this problem, and it's quite clever how they're doing it.
How does it work?
Essentially, it expands on a very old, very fundamental web standard, robots.txt files.
Okay, robots.txt, those files tell search engines what they can and can't crawl on a website.
Exactly. RSL adds a layer to that. Now, publishers can use those files not just to say yes or no to crawlers, but to specify licensing terms. Things like, you can crawl this for free, or you need to pay X amount per crawl for AI training.
So, turning robots.txt into a potential payment gateway for AI data.
Pretty much. It creates a mechanism for monetizing access rather than just blocking it outright.
That's smart, using existing infrastructure.
Yay.
But who manages all that? Negotiating rates with huge AI companies sounds complicated.
It does. So they're setting up a nonprofit called the RSL Collective. The idea is that this collective will negotiate rates with AI firms on behalf of all participating publishers.
Like collective bargaining.
Exactly. They're explicitly drawing inspiration from music royalty organizations like SCAP and BMI.
Okay, that model makes sense. And who's behind the technical side?
That's also interesting. The lead developer is Eckhart Walther.
Doesn't ring a bell immediately.
He co-created RSS.
Oh, okay, RSS. That lends it some serious web standard credibility then.
Definitely suggests it's being built with a deep understanding of how the web works.
And Reddit's CEO is backing this, even though Reddit already has deals with, like, OpenAI and Google.
Yep, Steve Huffman endorsed RSL. His deals are reportedly worth around $60 million annually combined. The fact he's backing a collective standard suggests even companies with direct deals see the value in a broader, scalable industry solution.
So the goal is a kind of open marketplace. AI companies get legal clarity, simplified licensing, and creators potentially get paid for the value their content provides.
That's the vision. A scalable way for creators, big and small, to monetize the content that's been fueling these models, often for free until now. Of course, the big hurdles will be getting widespread adoption from both publishers and AI companies, and then, enforcement. But it's a really crucial step towards a fairer system.
Absolutely. Okay, so beyond these really big shifts in infrastructure, coding, and content rights, there's always a ton of other stuff happening, right? Smaller innovations, new tools popping up daily.
Oh, constantly. The pace doesn't slow down.
What else has caught your eye recently?
Well, in learning, there's a platform called Obo. It was launched by some Spotify veterans.
Okay.
It uses AI to create personalized courses just from simple prompts. But what's neat is the variety of formats. It can do audio lectures, podcast-style chats, etc. It uses what they call a multi-agent architecture.
So different AIs working together.
Yeah, specialized agents to structure the course, check facts, find images. It shows AI moving towards more customized adaptive learning, not just spitting out text.
Interesting. What about the business world?
Adobe launched something called its AI Agent Orchestrator. It has specialized agents like an audience agent, a journey agent aimed at automating marketing and customer experience tasks. So AI getting more strategic in the enterprise.
And research. Anything coming out of the labs?
Mira Murati's Thinking Machines Lab published some work focused on making AI responses more consistent and predictable. That's really important for building trust.
Definitely. Consistency is key. How about creative tools? Audio, maybe?
Big news there. Stability AI released Stable Audio 2.5. It can create 3-minute, pretty high-quality music tracks in just seconds. That's huge for anyone needing custom audio fast.
3-minute tracks in seconds.
Wow. And on the open source side, the UAE released K2 Think. It's a 32 billion parameter reasoning model built on Alibaba's latest model. Parameters are like the knobs the AI adjusts during learning more, generally means more capable. K2 Think is getting attention for being fast and performing well for its size.
So strong performance without needing, trillions of parameters.
Exactly. And one more for Voice 11 Labs introduced voice remixing. It lets you tweak pre-made or your own AI voices, change pitch, emotion, stuff like that. More customizable voice generation.
Lots of movement across the board then. Okay, let's shift to tools that people listening might be able to use right now to boost their own productivity or creativity. What's trending?
Yeah, there are some great new capabilities. Claude, the AI assistant, can now create files directly.
What kind of files?
PowerPoint slides, Excel sheets, PDFs. That's a big step towards AI being a real work co-pilot, handling document creation, not just text.
That sounds incredibly useful. Saves a ton of time. What else?
For images, ByteDance has Seedream 4.0. It's a single model that does both image creation and editing, makes the workflow smoother.
Integrated creation and editing, nice.
Baidu has a new reasoning model called ERNIE X1.1, and Google's Video AI, VO3, now does 1080p vertical video perfect for social media, and they've lowered the price.
Making AI video more accessible.
Right. Then there are tools like YouMind, which is basically an AI studio to help turn ideas into actual creations, or CREAO, which lets you build custom AI apps or co-pilots using just a chat interface. No coding needed.
Democratizing AI app building.
Exactly. And simpler things too, like PicturetoDrawing, which turns photos into drawings instantly. And of course, Canva AI just keeps adding features, generating ads, copy, all sorts of creative assets.
So many tools making AI power more practical and available. Wow. Okay. What an incredible tour through the AI landscape this week, from that foundational Oracle deal.
Yeah, the sheer scale of the infrastructure side.
To Replit basically teaching AI to code itself.
Autonomous agents.
And then trying to figure out fair value for content with RSL. It really feels like everything is being redefined right now.
It really does. The pace is just accelerating. AI isn't just making new things possible, it's fundamentally changing the economics of existing industries. Software development, content creation, business operations. It's touching everything.
It's a lot to keep track of, but yeah, incredibly exciting too. Hopefully this deep dive gave you some valuable insights into where things are really heading.
It's about seeing AI as this strategic layer, whether you're a huge company or just one person creating things online.
So the big question for you listening is, how will you adapt? How will you leverage these shifts, these tools, this changing economic landscape